SR&BG, the invasion of the Venezuelans and that Aquaman energy. Activating the Aquaman energy. There's a lot of Venezuelans around here, man. They done damn near took over Colorado, man. Taking over apartment buildings. I was watching this video, and it was like 12 of them. They had pistols and everything. They was on camera coming in somebody's house like they was the feds or something. So I understand why the Venezuelans in New York, the Venezuelans in Seattle, Denver, Colorado. I understand why people are nervous when they see the Venezuelans, but I'm not nervous. The Venezuelans are gonna like me, man. Not all of the Venezuelans are gonna like me, just the ones that matter. Because I have this gift, and all of the chosen ones have this gift. You read about this gift in the Bible. This gift is favor, man. This is why I can live in any neighborhood. I can live in any neighborhood, and everybody in that neighborhood isn't going to like me. Just the ones that matter. You hear what I'm saying? You can go to a neighborhood, you can be new in that neighborhood, and if certain people from that neighborhood see you with a certain type of person, then you get a pass because they already know that you have to be 100 even kick it with this guy. You hear what I'm saying? So God gives me favor. If Venezuelans was to flood all where I'm at, then the Venezuelan that's giving the orders, for some reason, he's just gonna like me. The same people that people can't stand. I promise, ever since I was young, man, still to this day, the same police officers that'll beat this guy's head in, he'll give me a pass. I'm like, dang, they gonna think that I'm tattletelling or something, man. I mean, we'll be in the port, right? In the morning, you gotta get there early, the port of LA. And it's a long, long, long line, especially in the morning. And Mukos, he's going to call a certain amount of people and stuff, like the first 60, 70 people, right? And after that, it gets slower. You feel what I'm saying? To where if you there by 8 o'clock, you just might not be working. Man, I'll be all the way at the back of the line. And he'll pass up people and be like, hey, come on. And I'll be walking past them and I hear people smacking their lips. But I understand that this guy don't give nobody no passes or nothing like that. He hard too. You better be there, man, or you might not be working that day. You hear what I'm saying? There's a lot of guys that's on parole that they need to work. So you hear what I'm saying? There's people with kids, like I had kids, so I needed to work. He'll pass up guys and come straight to me. I understand why they was upset. It was like I was a spy or something. The favor of God on the chosen is so good that it'll make you seem like you a spy. You working for the company or something. I'm telling you, man, it was another guy. He was working there. He was a little white guy. And all he wanted to do was learn how to work out. And he worked for the company. See, we was all temps. But he worked for the company. And if he worked for the company, for the port, actually with a badge and all of that, then he had juice. Overtime, man, whenever I needed overtime, they used to raise their hand and want to get overtime, and oh boy, it'd be like, hey, you want overtime? And I'd be like, not today. And he'd be like, all right, we can get two of y'all overtime. Do you need overtime? I'd be like, yeah, today. He'd be like, and people was looking at me strange, man. So I'm not afraid of no Venezuelans. I'm not afraid of no crooked police. For some reason, the police always put me in the presence of understandable police. Did I just say that right? For some reason, the Most High Always put me in the presence of understandable people, even if it's a gangbanger, even if it's a blood. You hear what I'm saying? My next door neighbor will be a blood and his mama will be a Christian. And although he a blood and he's a rider, he know about the Bible, like, and it'd be so crazy, right? You feel what I'm saying? He'd be like, I like you, man, you cool. And when people see you with these certain people, then it's like you got a pass. And I did that with Mexicans. I told you I did that with the Florencias. No, all the Florencias don't like me. I don't even know all of them. I'm pretty sure the majority of them probably wouldn't like me. But the ones that did like me, they mattered so much that they had to give me a pass. They like, hey, if he talking to Joker Holmes, then he ain't with that BS. You feel what I'm saying? And see, I talk to people on spirituality and things like that. I'm telling you, I've been around some serial killers. I mean, I'm not talking about Jeffrey Dahmer. I'm talking about neighborhood, riders, hitters. You feel what I'm saying? And the Most High is sending me to that Venezuelan, or send that Venezuelan to me, man. I had connects that wouldn't even mess with no black people but me, man. On everything. Disconnect was like racist, but not to me. Gotta put that favor on you, man, to where you can live anywhere. Remember back in the days when it was slavery time, this is what they don't want people to know. Back in the days when it was slavery time, everybody wasn't getting whipped with chains and stuff. It was some people, they wasn't house Negroes, field Negroes, or nothing like that. They was just living outside of the slavery system, and they was eating cake, everything that they had back then. People that was like me. Hold on. Man. You hear what I'm saying? Remember the favor that the Most High put on Joseph. And it's people that would deny the average person. But when it comes to the chosen, they get a pass, man. I didn't have judges like that. I told you that the police in Wayside, they put me in an all Mexican dorm. It was only one black person up in there, and he was an SA. When I walked up in there, they all looked at me like, what the hell? And I was so in the zone because I was fasting for like around 8 days while I was up in there. I was so fasting and glowing. I walked right through. Then a black dude and a couple of essays came and hit me up, and I was like, man, I ain't with that. I'm with meditating. Have you ever heard of a draconian reptilian? And one of them like, yeah, Holmes, it's the reptiles, that's it. And I'm like, yeah, the reptiles, man, you know they come from Lumeria. And I started talking about all that Billy Carson type stuff. You'd be surprised. And plus I'm a comedian, right? So, I mean, I don't get paid to, do the jokes and stuff, but I have humor. I bring humor with it. I can impersonate things, so the Most High allowed me to get favor, man, with some of the people. Like these guys that came to hit me up, if something was going to happen, they was going to be the ones that do it right then. So they had to go back like, nah, he different. You hear what I'm saying? Usually leaders of gangs, real good leaders, guys who's running a dorm or even the CEO or whoever, usually they gonna know a certain energy. This is what makes you a good leader. You hear what I'm saying? Why is this the Aquaman energy? Because remember the movie Aquaman, right? At the end, the Little Mermaid girl, she said he controls the trench. And it was the trench's help that got them to winning that under the sea. If you watch Aquaman, I don't want to spoil the movie, but the trench are these mermaid type you know what I'm saying, mutated. They just savages. All they do is just eat. Just imagine like some human piranha mermaids, right? And it's a gang of them. They don't negotiate or nothing. It's like they run off of a hive mind. But Aquaman, somehow, he can control them, man, and make them work for him. Like I said, them Venezuelans will wind up working for me, man. I'm not mad at the Venezuelans. For people who feel that the Venezuelans are evil, or the crooked boss is evil, or the police officers are evil. Yes, there's a lot of demonic people around. But that's for the wicked. Yes, sometimes we run into them when we low vibing, but when we vibing high, we start to see that this wicked cop isn't even for me. He's for the wicked. There's times that I done got off the train. I didn't even have a ticket sometimes. Years ago, I didn't even have a ticket. And the sheriffs would be out there. And I'll be vibing so high, they checking tickets. They just look at me and just do like that and keep and be like, hey, you, the dude in the back of me, and be like, come here. And I look back and sure enough, he like this gangbanger type, low vibing, dusty type energy. You hear what I'm saying? When you vibing high, you immune to all the wicked people, and then those wicked people will start helping you out sometimes, man. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, man. Even when I was in the county this other time, there was this sheriff, nobody liked him. For some reason, he liked me, and he was like, hey, you want to be a trustee? But I couldn't be a trustee. First of all, I was going to be gone in a couple of days, so I was cool. But I couldn't say yes to being a trustee with him because I was a non-affiliate, and the group of guys up in there, they already accepted me. I was the comedian, spiritual guy. I had them all laughing and stuff, right? And they didn't like this dude at all. So I was like, nah, I pass. Respectfully pass on all of that. You hear what I'm saying? And I was out in a couple of days anyway, so I wasn't tripping, but that's why I'm not worried about the Venezuelans, because they're going to be my friends. They're just not going to be the people's friends who's the wicked. If you own a business right now and you jipping people, you feel what I'm saying? You changing the weight of the scale to go in your favor, then Venezuelans going to come and get you, man. If you a dirty, filthy scumlord and you jipping your tenants, them Venezuelans gonna come up in there, man, and they gonna turn your damn apartment building into a fortress. And me, they gonna be like, hey, you was a good guy. I don't know why, but you was a good guy. The Chinese that come over here, they're gonna be like, you good guy. You hear what I'm saying? The North Koreans, the Russians, they're gonna be like, I don't know what. Up in Nazi Germany and stuff like that. Let's just say that story is real and all of that, right? Up in Nazi Germany, all of the Jews didn't just go to the gas chamber. It was some that found favor with the Nazis. They didn't work for the Nazis or anything. It's a gang of stories that they said some of the Nazis helped them leave. You hear what I'm saying? Some, they just found, man, that you can, God put it in you, man, that spirit in your enemies to help you out. Like I said, in slavery, it was a gang of white people that helped black people, man. I mean, not millions and millions, like, wow, they was all helping us. But it was those people. You hear what I'm saying? There was some plantations. I was reading this book, Before the Mayflower. I forgot who wrote that book, but it's called Before the Mayflower. There was some brutal plantations, like torture plantations and stuff. There was breeding plantations and stuff. And then there was plantations that was like working at Walmart. It didn't say Walmart in the book, but it described it as like working like a 9-to-5 job. The slaves on that plantation had a real God-fearing slave owner. They had Thanksgivings and Christmases and stuff. I'm pretty sure that he didn't let the ones in the field eat at his table and all of that. But you understand what I'm saying. the righteous, I feel that the chosen back then probably went to those ones. And the ones that was getting beat was because of generational curses, things that we had to pay for, man. That's it. That's all I gotta say. I ain't afraid of the damn Venezuelans, man. The chosen shouldn't be afraid of anything but the Most High, right? Peace.